Ha ha ba 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 ba. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Internet. Wah 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 wah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boo 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 boo. Boo doo 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 doo. Boo 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 boo. Tuesday. Oh my God, it's Tuesday. I'm so excited for Tuesday. It's so exciting, it's Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday. Internet! What's up, Internet? What's going on? It's Tuesday. Jennifer J. Sarchicino, first one to the live chat, missing the stream while out of town. Well, being out of town is ridiculous, and missing the stream is also ridiculous. Joel Gillett's here. What's up, man? Happy Tuesday. Wait, what's on my shoulder? What is that? What is that? Some kind of little piece of string. Some kind of weird piece of string. Watch out, folks. Sometimes there's weird string going on. And for some reason, this thing's going weird. What's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday. Some people say it's Taco Tuesday. Well, today was Burrito Tuesday. I made chicken and beef burrito combination. Combination, my friends. Combination. Burrito Tuesday, you know, with spinach and avocado, a little fresh cheese, some grilled onions, and sour cream, some salsa, you know, the usual suspects. Oh, and Mr. Chiclet Bruh is here. What's up, Chiclet Bruh? Yes, a hot, crazy Tuesday out here. It feels like it's been hot every day forever now. And I think it's a sign that I'm getting old. I think I'm going through the change, you guys. I think I'm going through the menopause. I think I'm going through the menopause. I think I'm going through the change. Because I get hot flashes all the time. Surprises! There's a dog back there barking. Well, I might be going through the change, guys, because I feel like I'm hot all the time. I got these hot flashes. But I went to the dentist today. If those of you watching the live stream yesterday, I mentioned I had to go to the dentist. And it's a new dentist. My old dentist retired. He went on to better pastures, I guess. He went on to the greener pastures of retirement, I guess. And last I heard, he was on some kind of rodeo adventure in Montana, which is great. Mad respect to that whole situation. He was not only a terrific dentist, he was a terrific photographer. So he's probably out there snapping some really cool pictures. And I imagine that I'll probably never see them, honestly. I don't think I have any connection to them, but maybe Vicky does. But dental update, everything going good except for one of my wisdom teeth, which inspired the new dentist to recommend me getting all of my wisdom teeth taken out. And, you know, I don't know about that. Oh, man, the lurker's here. She's a sneaky, sneaky lurker. Are you shutting the door or leaving the door open? Hello? What are you doing? Are you closing the door or opening the door? Huh? What? Are you opening the door or are you closing the door? I didn't know what you were doing.
Oh no, I was just being a lurker.
Oh, you're just being a creeper?
I was being super creeper.
Super creeper. Got it.
About to go hardscape the front yard.
Just gonna do some hardscaping in the front yard. Just getting a space ready for a walnut tree. We're going to plant a walnut tree, you guys. It's going to be fantastic. Right?
Yes.
Right. Cool. Well, good times. But the new dentist wants to do surgery and yank out all these teeth, which is crazy. And I disagree with his assessment as to just start yanking out teeth. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Because my old dentist said, no, we shouldn't take it out. But the new dentist says we should take them all out. Seems odd to me. It seems odd to me how that could happen in a 3-month period. But I digress about dentists, you guys. What do I know about dentists? All I know is that they have something to do with teeth, right? So, as we continue along here on a Tuesday, we mentioned Taco Tuesday, but we did Burrito Tuesday here because we got to go big. I'm a little bit tired from actually, honestly, eating all that burrito. I forgot my water. Brown dog, what are you doing? Did you bring my water? You didn't bring the water. The dog didn't bring the water. Sometimes. Brown dog, fetch the water. It's on the table in there. Brown dog, get the water. It's my ice water. Go get it. The dog doesn't want to go get my water. She's had a hard day barking at stuff. So that is what is going on here. The dog is here. And the dentist wants to take out my teeth, but I disagree. And Vicky brought my water. Thank you very much. The lovely Victoria. The lovely Victoria the Lurker. I gotta hydrate, you guys. I gotta hydrate because it's 100 million degrees outside. It's like the surface of the sun out there standing underneath the sun that's shining down in my eyeballs. Kyle Stitch is here. What's up? Eddie West is here. Good morning. Why is it's supposed to be good evening? I don't know. Where are you, Eddie, that it is morning? That is bizarre. Adam Jonas has showed up. What up? Been watching videos on aquaponics setups most of the day. Badass. That is awesome. We'll actually be doing some aquaponics setups here in probably a month and a half. Right around there. We ordered a bunch of the parts for the greenhouse that we're going to erect first. We're going to erect the greenhouse from non-erect to fully erect. We're going to put the greenhouse up. And, of course, we're going to do that first. Then we got to trench some water lines and all that kind of stuff. And then the pond beginneth, which I'm pretty excited for. We're going to do a big pond running into the aquaponics, which will all be mildly entertaining, hopefully, at least. If people maybe think that that's entertaining or not, I don't know. Maybe Adam will show up for it, I think. That's probably how that go. Carson's here tonight. What's going on, my man? So I did the dentist, and then I did a bunch of other stuff today. Some of the stuff, let's see in the title here, highlighting so I did a bunch of the maintenance for the 240 and just stuff that's going on in the 240. We're going to hit that up today. And I wanted to say here at the beginning of the video, today is Tuesday, July 25th, right? Tomorrow will be July 26th, and we'll be doing an early live stream tomorrow, probably around 2 or 3. I'd say 2 o'clock. Specific standard time, I would think, around there, because I have a meeting. I have an appointment business meeting tomorrow evening, so I won't be able to do the regular 8 o'clock live stream for what would normally be 8 p.m. will actually be 2 p.m. So we'll see who shows up for that one. Maybe I should send out a notification. I sent out a notification tonight. I don't know if that really works or not. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know if that works or not, because who the heck knows what the deal is. But as Kyle Stitch was saying, have you thought about setting up a large cichlid aquarium? I have done lots of cichlid aquariums, and honestly, they're just not my style. There's just not enough ecosystem in them going on. I do appreciate them when I get to go see other people's, but for me, there just isn't enough ecosystem stuff happening in there. I do, like I said, there are a bunch of cichlids that I definitely would probably keep. These days, there's probably a few, probably because there's 100,000 million bajillion different cichlids out there. So that is definitely, but I have done a lot of cichlid tanks in the past, but they're just not for me. They just don't have, I just don't get that oomph. I don't get that, like, oh, this is what I got to do thing. There are guys out there like Jay Wilson that are just so good at doing them, and they are their thing that they really like doing. I like doing planet tanks, shrimp tanks, and reef tanks. So that's what I'm working on now. But someday, hopefully, if we ever do fund some of these really, really, really big tanks, I would like to do a really, really big cichlid tank at some point in time, like a 10,000, 20,000 gallon, like a really, really big cichlid tank, and get some opportunity to do like a really huge cichlids, and actually see a lot of their actual, a lot of them in the actual environment that they're supposed to be in, like doing a Tanganyika tank would be cool, because with that size you could really do some crazy schools that would be a lot of fun, which I guess that's just kind of one of my personal opinions. I guess that's just how I feel about it, but like I said, I do appreciate when people have really cool cichlid tanks, for sure, especially if I get to see them in person. That is always super fun. Joel Gillett with the super chat, contributing towards the erection of the greenhouse. Thank you very much, my friend. Actually, those New Zealand dollars go an extra long way here in America because they seem to be actual currency. I thought they were strange hobbit money, like biscuits and gravy or something like that, or those brochettes, those little guys, or maybe a pâté à choux or something that's a honey biscuit, maybe, something like that. But it turns out they're actual real money. It's real currency. So thank you very much. We'll be putting that towards a couple of screws or something. You know what I'm saying? Towards the a couple of screws towards the erection of the greenhouse. I think that makes sense. Oh, I would, let's see. Aquatic Hobbyist just mentioned shell dwellers. I've done shell dwellers with Ramshackle. When I used to live with Ramshackle, we did shell dwellers. And those are awesome, and I would love to do shell dwellers again someday. A large planted shell dweller tank would be a ton of fun, because of how they stay kind of low. If you could actually do some floating planted stuff or some big kind of tree overage planted stuff, that's what I would like to do someday if I do shell dwellers. I don't know if I'm ever going to do those in the specific tanks I have here right now, because one of them is dedicated for shrimp, the other one's going to be dedicated for the other freshwater stuff that I'm doing, so all the plants and all that kind of stuff. Obviously the shrimp tank will have a ton of plants and all that stuff in it too, but the 240 gallon tank I have out there right now is the one that's going to be kind of transitioning through differences of stocking and stuff like that, because right now we have the Gardneri Achilles in there, which they're fully full grown and they don't live that long, so they're all in kind of breeding mode right now, and we'll see if they get if we get a big spawn from them or not before old father time kicks in and stuff, and we'll see if we can't get a big spawn. If we get a big spawn out of those, then I'll probably end up setting up probably like a 40 breeder or something like that underneath that'll actually be the holding tank for all those guys, and then we'll probably raise them up and then probably give them away to like local hobbyists and stuff like that. Sounds to be exactly like kind of the plan going with that, and then we'll probably transition into some other fish with the apistos, actually, which I don't know if I got any of them on the video today, but I will say that I peeked in and got an opportunity to see some of the apistos today and see how well they were doing, and luckily they have doubled in size. So they're the couple that I saw out of the 10 that we put in there, they're very much hiding because the Achilles are harassing the hell out of them. But they have definitely doubled in size. They are eating and doing well. So, but they are hard to pick out, man. They are really good at hiding They are really good at hiding and staying really still. So, but they look like they're doing fine. I don't think I got any of them on video, though. Let's see here. I'm trying to keep up with your guys' chat. Oh, but we're 15 minutes in, so I got to do the air quote advertising part. My goal is to have no advertising here on this channel anymore, or any paywalls for people to get through to be able to get the content that I put up. If you don't know what a paywall it is, that means, like, you know, Netflix, you got to pay to get a subscription or whatever. I don't want to have any paywalls, and I don't want to have any ads. So my goal is to turn off the ads completely. We've gotten rid of a bunch of them, like the overlay ads and that kind of stuff, but I don't want to advertise for any of that stuff. So that's one of the goals that's going on here. I also mentioned some of the big tank plans that we're trying to crowdsource right now, which would be, the first one would be a 22,000 gallon modular tank that we'd be able to take town to town. If this stuff gets off the road or gets off the ground, then that's the plan. We also have some smaller goals here to acquire some of the equipment and software that we need to kind of expand this channel a little bit as far as the live stream goes, to bring other people in here and that kind of stuff. I've spent the money on the cameras and microphones, and now we're just short a little bit of money in order to get the last few parts to kind of really expand it. And then it's going to be up to me to basically pay people to come to be on the air quote podcast, radio show, YouTube show, whatever you want to call this live stream. And the way to do that is you can go to Patreon, and you can become a patronizing Patreon over there, just like Jennifer J. Sarchino and Joel Gillett, who are in the chat right now. They're both a couple of the patronizers. You can go there to that, click that link, and go to patreon.com/Joel_C, and that is me, and you can go there and do that. You can also super chat, just like Joel Gillett did a minute ago, to contribute towards the greenhouse erection, which is an easy way to do it. You can also like, share, subscribe, comment, come here to the live stream. That is the free way of doing it. Or you can go over to darkstararts.com and click through the Amazon banner at the top. darkstararts.com is my website. It's all darkstararts.com, all one word. That's my website. Click through the Amazon banner, go over there, and buy whatever it is that you're going to buy. And for KZ Ellis, I keep mentioning the Maltese Falcon, but be for sure to grab some Richard Wagner composition CDs. Listen to some of that, and go ahead and buy yourself a watch that looks like this also. Right off the desk there. All right, we're done with the advertising part. It only took 2 minutes and 42 seconds. It's a world record, everybody. Yes. All right, so we're through the advertising part, so now we can get to some of the fun stuff. So I'm gonna try to read through the chat here a little bit and see what is going on. So as you guys were asking about the large cichlid tank, you know that the Apistos that I have actually are cichlids, and that's a large tank, so maybe that falls in there. I have the Apisto cacatoides, and I'd probably like to breed them with some Agassizes at some point in time. We'll see if we do those. But cacatoides are the kinds I have right now. The double flash and the double red, I believe, are the two, or the orange. Orange and double red. Orange and double red or something. I don't know. It's hard to keep track. They're red and orange. There we go. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, and like I said, they're doing pretty well. They doubled in size, and they are a cichlid. So technically, maybe I'm even doing a large cichlid tank right now. But with the Achilles in it, they are all kind of Heidi McHeiderton right now. So we'll see how those come along. But they should, at some point, once they're full grown, I'm thinking right around the timeline that right along the timeline that the the killies spawn fully, and then kind of they'll die off once they've spawned a lot, sort of like a salmon. Once they've spawned and everything, like I said, I'll probably pull out all the babies from those and then move them to a nice little grow out tank for them, and then the apistos will be able to kind of occupy that space, and then we'll be moving in the Galaxy Rasboras, which will probably be a large, like 100 or 150 or something so size school in the meantime, while the apistos are kind of doing their thing, and then we'll have the school with the apistos, and then we'll probably the cherry shrimp that are in the sump right now, along with the bristlenose placos. That'll kind of be our full meal deal as far as a community tank goes, because we'll have kind of the small school, we'll have the apistos down low, we'll have the plecos doing their thing, and then of course the shrimp will just be doing whatever the hell they're doing. And of course the ram's horn snails, which are actually doing quite well, fairly prolific. I saw one today that was bright, brilliant red, and I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on behind this rock back there. Like, what is that? There's like some kind of weird red thing back there, and it turns out, hey, one of the ram's horns back there is just bright as all get out red. So that was actually pretty cool. As Aquatic Hobby is saying, they don't do well with the Agassiz. Okay, well, I'll stick with the Cockatoides then. I'll actually take your advice and not mix and match. Which I'm making a weird face right now, which I'm actually going to take your advice. I'll just trust your advice and just stick with getting some more Cockatoides and adding them in. It was something I was thinking about, and it was pretty easily verified right there by the aquatic hobbyist that it might not be a good idea. It was on my mind that, like, maybe mixing them together is not a great idea. So he definitely reaffirmed the caution thought that was in my head. Joel Gillett's asking if I was aware of Akasha's recent passing. The weird thing is that I've always sort of superficially known of Akash and Akash up until basically I started doing these live streams, and then he became friendly with me. But I don't know him that well. I heard that he committed suicide, and this is an ongoing thing. And realistically, a close friend of mine's, I guess the best way to describe it would be baby's daddy died the same night that apparently that was going on. So I was engrossed in that conversation and didn't really have time to think too much about Akash's thing until this morning. And I'm really sad to hear that. I'm really sad to hear that this keeps happening, where people are taking it upon themselves to go that far. And it was something that I talked about probably a week ago, or maybe even less, that you often see the platitudes that people put out there, and I'm a victim of it too, that I'll end up saying the same thing. It's a real knee-jerk reaction when you hear somebody dies, is to go, hey, if you're having a problem, you need to reach out, reach out. But the problem is that most people that have a problem don't reach out. They're not able to reach out. So if the others of us are doing well, it's kind of our job to reach out. Like if you're feeling all right and you're kind of going like, hey, wait a minute, it's been a week or two since I've heard from blah 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 or whatever, or from somebody that you would normally have at least a little bit of interaction with, it's our job to reach out to those people. I think that's the stance I'm taking nowadays, is to just remind people that, like, if you're having a reasonably good day or whatever, take 5 minutes. Whoa, I just bashed the spring on there. Just take 5 minutes to think about who you haven't talked to, or somebody like that, and just reach out. And a lot of people out there, I've noticed recently, have been throwing out the hashtag FishFam stuff. I think that's great. I think that's great. Let's try to keep community stuff going, regardless of, try to keep that community stuff going regardless of people's affiliation or whatever and that kind of stuff. Let's just try to keep that on our minds, if that makes sense, to try and just keep our whole large, crazy family connectivity out there going, to try and possibly reach out to those people that we may or may not know what's going on with them, you know. Oh, hold on. I'm reading through the chat here. I don't want to miss out on anything else. Jennifer says that Vegas fish shops were okay. None were as nice as the wet spot. Yeah. Cyclobro, I have had 2 tank of multis and 1 of Peel Aussies. Oh, right on. Cichlid Bros 120 will most likely have shell dwellers. That is dope. I would like to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes along. Kyle Snitch is saying you should do a video tour of your fish room, showing and explaining about all the tanks, fish plants, and salty things. We might do that someday. Honestly, my fish room here really isn't that big, so when I do this live stream, the middle of the live stream, I've been getting messages from people that I don't think watch the whole live stream. I think they watch the first 5 minutes and then just go like, there's no fish tanks or anything in there. So this live stream is an hour long, and the middle of it is video, right? Is what I try to do. Sometimes I don't have any video, so we just don't. But the whole middle of it is video, and we talk about what's going on in the video. And sometimes it's the fish rooms, like yesterday. It was Long and I setting up his new aquarium at his place. But the whole middle of this is video with fish-related stuff in it, generally speaking. Sometimes it's me building fish-related stuff or whatever. That's what this whole thing is about. So the middle portion is video, and we're talking about that and people being able to ask questions about what's going on live instead of emailing me a question, which that is more than welcome to email me questions, because I normally get to those at the end. If people email me or message me questions, we get to those to the end, like the little the answering the emails, you know. Oh, okay, so the cockatooties seem to do well with McMastery, if you like them. Oh, okay. That actually is really good. That is some good advice. I've never seen the McMastery, like, in person around anywhere. So I'll have to look around and see if anybody has some around. I've only ever seen, like, video and pictures of them. I've never seen them for sale anywhere. All I've ever seen is the Agassiz and the Cockatoides. Those are the ones that I've only ever seen like at stores or anything like that. So I'll look around and see if oh, let's see here. Joel's got a good point here. Viejas. What does viejas mean? That means something. I don't know what that means. Oh, so maybe they're just mislabeled when you go out. Okay. Well, Joel's got a good point. Like, maybe they're just improperly labeled when you go out there. But I've never seen the McMasteries out there. I've never seen them for sale. I mean, maybe I have. Maybe I just walked past them or something. But I can't recall having seen them anywhere. So I don't know. If they come up, I'll definitely look into that. And of course, I got to go to my Apisto bros and ask them. I always like to defer to some other people with certain things that I don't have a ton of experience with. So I do have a few people on the hotline that I'll give a call and see what we could do. Oh, and Jennifer says that the Wet Spot has them. Well, okay. The Wet Spot generally has everything, so they have the giant fish list that you can just order just about anything off of there, which is cool. And Vinny Mac is here. What's up? Vinny Mac's one of my old school bros. Let's see here. I don't want to miss out on this chat. Oh, average aquarist found a single Apisto Banshee in my community tank a couple of days ago. I haven't even realized that they'd spawned. That actually is dope. It's always great when you didn't even realize that a fish spawned until the babies just show up. Oh, okay. Joel's saying that the viejitas are known as rednecks. They look super similar. I think it's like one fin is different shaped or something, which that is probably right, I would imagine. Let me see here. All right, now I've got it looked up. So they're in the subfamily Geophaginae. It is a benthopelagic freshwater fish. Meta River, Colombia. Yep. So they're from the same area, and they're pistos in the order of wait. Yeah, chordata. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. They do look almost exactly the same though. So they have like brighter black spots, and the front caudal fin looks smaller. So not too wildly different, pretty close. Although I will say that I was kind of an idiot at one of the fish stores I was at a little while ago when I was just staring at a crebensis, thinking it was in a pisto. And the guy was like, "No, that's a crib," and I was like, "I'm an idiot." He's like, "No, that's a crib," and I just immediately went, "Well, I'm an idiot, so yeah, I'm just gonna go over here and buy these plants. I know what I'm doing right now. At least I knew what the plants were." But I felt like a total idiot. Admittedly, it was in a tiny, like 5.5 gallon tank, all the way in the back, and the ceiling lights weren't even on back there, so it was pretty dark. So bear with me. I didn't go full idiot in that situation. So it wasn't the worst thing that's ever happened, right? All right, guys, we are halfway there. So let's go to the video. Let's go to the video. Go to the video section. All right. Well, this looks like the inside of an aquarium. Sorry, gonna yell. Sorry about yelling into the mic there. Had to lean over. And my back. So as you guys can see, the killifish, these Gardneri killifish, are just in the shot all the time, and they come in the shot way too quickly to realistically get in focus. So you'll have to bear with me on that. But I'm gonna pause the video right here, because I wanted to highlight and see if you guys can see on YouTube there the differences in these leaves coming in out of these crypts. You can see the dark coloring, the serious amount of wrinkling, and just how much sexier the new leaves look as compared to the old leaves. The old leaves are bright green, which is nice and kindly, but you can see that they're starting to get holes in them. They're starting to die off. They're kind of getting to the point where the formerly immersed grown portions are starting to die off, and convert to the new leaves. These crypts right here, someone is asking right now, these are Crypt Wendetti green. I also have some Crypt Wendetti bronze. I have some Becchetti somewhere in there. And what else is in that tank? I don't know. We'll have to... Where's the damn video button to make the video go back? Start up again. There's actually a long one right there, which is... I don't know. Escapes my head right now. But we'll get through these types of crypts. There's Crypt Lutea. There's Crypt, what the hell, Retrospiralis somewhere in the back corner, which is the one that is doing terribly bad, so maybe at some point in time I'll show you guys when I pull that out, and let you guys know about that. But there's that Wendetti in there, the Lutea, and a couple other types that I'll have to think about as we come around to some of them. But that's a lot of the bronze there. But you can see the thing that I was trying to point out was you can see the difference in the new leaves versus the old leaves. So the new leaves are those, or the old leaves are the bright green ones, and the new leaves are the nice dark, kind of crinkly, crazy looking leaves. And that's the difference between growing immersed up in the air versus growing submerged in a nice environment for these plants to grow. So it's kind of important to always remember to have like a little bit of patience, realistically, as you move along through the tank. There's some crypt aphinis back there in the back behind that rock over there. And I'm trying to think, there's one, or I don't know, I can't remember exactly all of them that I said, but as we go around here, I'll try to point them out as much as I can. Ow. Sorry, something's going on with my foot down here. Keep bonking it into something. Oh, Flynn's Fish Forum is here, and it's asking, is that my tank? Yes. Yes, that is my tank. That's why I videotaped it today, and we're here talking about it now. And yes, this is mine. This one of mine fish tanks. This is a 240 gallon tank right here. So all right, I'm trying to figure out my notes here real quick. See if we can't open these. Open these up. And try and figure out what else I wanted to talk about. Oh, the undulata is in there. I wanted to talk about the undulata, and I think we already went past it in the video. Oops. But the undulata is more in the middle, and the Becchetti is like way in the back, and that one is not doing very well either, which is weird. Because I would just, if all the crypts are all exactly the same, I would imagine that they'd all do fairly well the same, but they don't. Sometimes they do really well, sometimes they don't. You have to kind of move them around and relocate them. So I'll probably be doing that next week. I'll be relocating. I think they're just in a weird spot where they're just not liking it for whatever reason. Not the biggest ordeal in the world, but it's always good to move them around a little bit. Eddie West is asking, what about the random plant? Okay, so you notice in the video right there, there's a tall plant sticking up and a tall plant sticking up over there. What are those plants right there? If anyone can identify what those are, I'll definitely give you all some thumbs up. But those are two of the random plants that popped up growing out of there. So, yeah, what else did I want to mention? What was going on? Oh, so I was battling a little bit of hair algae at one point in time. And the reason for that is that I do have this real layer of mulm kind of going on in some of the spots that aren't really having a ton of flow throughout them. And I'm getting a little bit of hair algae on those, and I was going to shoot some video of me doing it out, but I'm pretty sure everyone out there is tired of looking at people doing gravel vac videos. So, but that's basically the treatment for that. But Vinnie Mac is correct again. Those are Aponatogens. The random randos are those two Aponatogens that are right in the front, and I've just left them there. And I left them there and let them grow because they're just interjecting their own stupidity into my aquascape. And I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a reminder that there is some nature involved here. And not everything is me. I'm definitely not Jesus of the aquarium. And that a lot of this has to do with nature. So I've just kind of left those ones there and let them kind of do their thing. Those are the bronzes back there that are much darker than the greens up in the front. I don't know if my camera is really picking it up that well. I'll probably have to shoot a little bit of a video with some better contrast against the color grain to color match the two, or maybe I'll just pull two leaves out one off of the other or maybe I'll pull a leaf off of a lot of things. But you can see how well the undulata right here in the middle is doing. It really is starting to take off. And every plant that is somewhere towards the front is, at the very least, sending off a ton of runners. So I imagine that in about 2 months from now, you guys will probably pop on here and see a video of me going like, does anybody need crypts? Because, oh my God. And so here's the other side of the tank, which is actually populated with micro chainsword and whatever that little chunk of algae was over there. I do have a little bit of floaters in the tank right now because the Bucephalandra had a bunch of little, I don't know, Choco Piz doo-doo flakes or whatever happening on it. So I had to brush them off and reshoot the video portion. So now there's all these little particles floating around. But these are those Bucephalandra trimmings that I got from Crispy Aquascape. And it was a real bear of a time trying to get some decent video with my 250 millimeter lens onto this. And I honestly don't even think it came out that well. So I'm going to work on getting some better lighting to shoot that a little bit better. But the Bucephalandra trims are actually starting to send out some new stuff. Some of them are sending roots, and some of them are really struggling. So we'll see how the real strugglers are going to turn out. But I would say 5 out of 7 are doing well. 2 of them are struggling, but they're sending out new leaves and getting some new stuff going, and getting new things going within this tank. Sorry, the Bucephalandra is getting new stuff, sending off new stuff and growing a little bit. But as you guys know, if you've been watching your own Bucephalandra grow, it is a long process to watch Bucephalandras grow. It takes longer than watching paint dry. You know, like you could actually watch paint dry. And it would actually get dry if you watched it long enough. But the one big chunk of Anubias that is in this tank, I didn't get any video on it today, but I'm happy to say it has 6 or 7 new leaves, and it is starting to flower, which is cool. It's always super random when Anubias starts doing that. Like, oh, you're sending out a little flower, aren't you, little buddy? Because it doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of rhyme or reason when it's sending that stuff out. But if you guys can see closely into this video here, you can see there are a lot of little tiny crypt plants showing up just kind of all over the place, which is kind of what I was saying, that, you know, a month or 2 from now, I'm really going to be like giving free giveaways of crypts, or something along those lines. I don't really know. Maybe we'll do a subscriber giveaway, or maybe I'll throw them in with the Patreon, with the top Patreon people's reward package that they're gonna get. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, who knows? So let's see. I'm gonna go back up the chat here and try and read some of those. I'm gonna stick my neck on the microphone. Flynn is asking, does the tank have CO2 being injected? I have CO2 running into a reactor. If you go and watch some of the old videos, I give you step-by-step on how to make a CO2 reactor for your tank, if that's something that you're interested in. But yeah, we have CO2 running into a reactor and being sent back up with the return water, and works out pretty well. Helps the plants grow a little bit. It just it won't be the end-all be-all to growing your plants, but it will definitely assist in the photosynthetic process, adding carbon availability for your plants to uptake and combine carbon with whatever they're going to be using to build themselves, aka grow. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and look through those videos and stuff. Shows you how to make one DIY. There are easy ways to make them now. I've actually looked it up. There was a Two Fishes brand one. but that you could buy out there that actually was really not that expensive. I think it was like $80 or something like that. So you can actually just pick one of those up, or you can just make your own, like I do, which is ultimately I think it's more gangster. I'm really wondering what happened to Eddie Kaitia. He has disappeared from the internet. I'm not really sure, but he was the guy that sent the piece of clear PVC, which is a bizarre product to get your hands on. He actually had to order it and get it in, and sent me the extra chunk that he had from making his CO2 reactor, which was super cool. So that worked out pretty well. Oh, there's that piece of bulbitis there that I got from Potato when we went down to Portland. He gifted me a little piece of bulbitis to replace my old giant forest of bulbitis that got destroyed in the move from West Seattle to here. So, oh man, wait, what's going on? I got two different chats going on over here. Punky Pam popped back up again and said hi, but it's not over here. It's over there, but it's not over here. All the chat's malfunctioning. That's all right. It goes right into the video, and then I talk about it. Captain Spicy is here, the Captain Bungy McBungerton himself. What's going on? I don't like to make toys. I want to be a dentist. Ooh, don't be a dentist, man. I was at the dentist today. It was brutal. Well, actually, it wasn't that brutal. Oh, I think you did break. No, it's working over there. Wait, what's happening here? Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Joel Gillett was saying, I cover it step by step, day by day. Yeah, I pretty much do. So far, we've definitely been covering as much as possible on both of the, or on all of the tanks now. We're trying to cover them every single day as much as possible to try and actually, just reach out to you guys and try and grow the little community here, if that's something that we're going to do. We're probably about halfway through the 90-day experiment. We're about halfway through the 90-day experiment of doing this at least 5 days a week and getting this stuff up there, and we'll see what happens at the end of the 90 days. So far, it's about 50-50. It's about 50-50. Jason Grace here, though. What's up, man? Dwayne Kitchell makes a living watching paint dry after he painted it up there. I like that. I like doing that too. That's how I like making my money too. Eddie West is asking, did I pick up my corals today after the dentist? Yes, I did. I went over to Hawaii's house and picked up the corals there. Actually got a really good deal. That will be tomorrow's live stream. We're going to do a live stream early, but I do have a slight preview of tomorrow's live stream with a little, whatchamacallit here, a time lapse, as it were, of some of the corals that have been added to this side of the reef. So bear in mind, this is a 180-gallon reef, and this is just one corner of it. Whilst we're working on that, tomorrow we'll highlight what corals we got, what's going on there, what we did with them, how I fragged them, and how and why I was doing what I was doing with them, and it will all make sense once we do that portion. But here's just a little preview to all you for all you reefy, salty freaks out there that are wondering what the dealio is. And I gotta push these buttons over here. What are these buttons doing? What is happening? Hold on. I got where is it? I gotta push that other button. Oh man, I gotta push this button. Oh, there's so many buttons to push right now, you guys. There we go. I'm gonna push that thing, and then we gotta go over to the other thing that does this. So we'll go up here towards the end of the video. As you guys know, you can always message me, and I will try to get to them later, and I'm going to answer a couple of these questions we have from the email. It's an email, and I have a lot of spam in my email. My YouTube email has a lot of spam in it from fake casting groups or whatever. I don't think I want to do that. Jeremy Fleener writes in that I'm looking great. Sobriety must be treating me well, and looking forward to future videos. Thank you. It is treating me well, and I'm looking forward to future videos too. Dane Abomassum. It seems like a fake name. Says, I just did a dick fart out of my eye. Well, that's amazing. Hold on, what's going on here? What's going on with the chat? Everyone's saying that the chat is goofy. So I'm going to type a question mark in there. No, it works fine. I just typed a question mark in there. It works fine. What's the thing flickering in the closet? It's freaking ghosts, man. Don't you know? This is the old house. This freaking ghosts. There's always ghosts trying to get me. But let's go to... So, here we go. Potato wrote in to say he's pretty sure that Vicky's driftwood are grapevine roots. But he says he could be wrong and have been wrong before. It's very possible that they are grapevine roots. It could be anything. They could be anything made out of wood. That's for sure. Let's see here. Cichlid Bro had a couple of questions here. Question number 1 was, how did Vicky get those mad scaping skills in like how many years in the hobby? Vicky has had no years in the hobby. She just has freaking mad skills. All right. But just like everybody, she has an ability to really pick up and just figure stuff out. But she does a ton of gardening and stuff like that. You can actually walk around like what am I thinking here? Like an atrium or something, or like the Japanese garden in Portland or whatever. And she can walk around and give you the Latin names of all the stuff that's in there. She's a smart cookie and makes me feel dumb on a regular basis. So that's probably where she got the mad skills from. Captain Spicy is saying cone snails are bad surprises. Those are conchs. Those are conchs, not cone snails. That's a conch. Conch. Wait, which Chicklid Bra? Chicklid Bra, you just deleted your own message? All right, man. I don't know what it was. I could probably go back and figure out what it was. But all right. I respect. I respect you deleting your own comment, whatever it was. And question number 2 was, could a person escape lava rock by drilling and using acrylic rods as you did, and would that be sturdier than using silicone or something? Yes, sir, and yes, sir. Okay, silicone does work. It works okay. It will get you by. It realistically will get you. Is that the ghost? Surprise it! Sometimes you got to yell at the ghost. Silicone will get you by. It won't necessarily be the end-all, be-all, 100% exactly what you want to do with things, but it will work in a pinch. The biggest issue I have with it is that it turns all opaque white and weird looking, and never really... So even in a reef tank, it will never really get covered up very well. It never really get covered up by coralline or anything like that and blend in. So it'll always be a standout feature that is not really a feature. It's like a standout negative feature. So that being said, I try to not use silicone very often, especially in scaping. So one of the reasons I use the acrylic rod with the super glue, would probably damage the acrylic rod a little bit and cause a little bit of crazing. That won't be a big deal because it's buried inside the rock, so it really wouldn't matter because we're not going for clarity with the acrylic. The acrylic will hold up well through our lifetimes, even if it is damaged, it'll hold up quite a long time, even in that tank, and it will get covered up with coralline. Coralline will grow right over it, so you'll never really know it was there. Sorry about bashing the mic there, guys. But you'll never really know it was there once the coralline has grown over it. And it is, in my experience, much sturdier to drill a hole in it, put the rod in, and put the acrylic on it. That's even more. That's even in my experience more sturdier than using like cement or putty or anything like that. Because I have a bunch of putty here, and I could have used that on the Reefscape stuff. But I wanted to do something that was a little sturdier and not be so concerned about drilling holes in rocks when it's never come up that it was a big issue that any live rock had holes in it or not. But as Sickle Bro is saying here, it was for a African cichlid tank, so no coralline to worry about. But my issue was always that, like, so in a freshwater tank, it'll grow like a little bit of algae on it, and then you clean it off, and then it's still fugly. So that's really kind of my thing. Like, if the acrylic rods are generally buried in there, so you never really like notice them. But to each his own. Like, if it's gonna work, cool. If not, then I really wouldn't worry too much about it. But acrylic rods are kind of the way to go, I would say, because they really hold up really well. I mean, you can put that thing right where you want it. Yeah, that is the moral of the story, Mr. Spicy. To be careful where you're putting that super glue on your rod, especially if you're erecting a greenhouse or anything along those lines. So let's see. Luke's Aquatics was saying, not sure if you're selling that shrimp painting behind you, but I'd love to buy. I keep getting messages about this shrimp painting back here. And as a full disclosure, I will be making more of these shrimp paintings. This one sucks. That's why it's back there and not in focus. This one is not fantastic. This was a rough draft one that I made at one point in time, and I never put it up for sale anywhere because it's just janky. It's just screwed up. So, but I will be making it. I will be making some canvas versions. That one's on wood right there. I will be making some canvas versions of them later for the Patreon people. So the Patreon followers will, I'll be making a bunch of them for those guys. So if that's what you want to do, let's do that. If not, that one's just going to sit back there. It's just, you know, unless you have like some undeniable sum of money, then I'll gladly just give it to you. So that is it for, well, the emails that I want to answer. There's maybe some that just don't deserve being answered. So that's going to be it for today, I think, unless anybody's got some kind of craziness that we got to answer. But that's going to be it for today. I'm going to say thanks to everybody for coming out. And we only have one super chatter to say thank you to tonight, and that is Joel Gillett out of New Zealand, Hobbit Town, New Zealand. If you guys are interested in sending Joel Gillett some email, just put Joel Gillett, courtesy of Hobbit Town, New Zealand. And I'm sure he'll get it, because everyone in New Zealand knows everybody, and they'll know exactly who you're trying to send it to. It's an island, man. Everybody knows everybody there, right? You know? And at some point in time, I would like to go out there to New Zealand. Aquatic Hobbyist really needs to see this painting real bad. That one's just a rough draft. That one was just a rough draft, and it looks cool when it's out of focus. When it's up close, I don't think it looks that cool. The really cool ones that I made actually sold. I made two that were really cool looking, and they sold. So I'm going to be making some different ones that are similar to that on canvas. And the other ones that I made actually looks really nice. I don't think that one looks nice, and that's why I never tried to sell that one. And Long Woo is here. What's up, Long? I need to message you back because I finally found the link for the filter housing that Long was looking for. So no worries about that, Long. So that is what's going on a Tuesday in July, whatever it is. Oh yeah, and I want to say a quick thank you to the... Oh, what the hell? Where'd the thing go here? Oh, man. Screwing it up. Kyle Stitch is asking a question about, does my artwork website have prices? No, my artwork website has examples of art that I do. I do not sell my art specifically online. I am a contract... I make a lot of artwork and sell it, but typically, if I'm making art for people, I'm generally what you would call a commissioned artist. So you can generally give me an idea or something of what you want. I'll do the design. Like I'm working on a design for Flip Aquatics right now. I make the design. I tell you how much it's going to be, what it's going to be like, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. We work it out. So that is the deal with that. So if you go to my website, there's full contact information there that you can contact me in regards to anything. Realistically, you can ask me about cooking or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You can contact me on darkstararts.com. You can find my email and all that stuff on there. And if there's something that you like, for instance, I'll be making a Sam Elliott for Kevin Hayes, who comes on here a lot of times. I'll be making a Sam Elliott for him coming up in the next coming months, so I'll probably show you guys a little quick previews of that. You can also go to my Instagram page and check out a bunch of my art there. That's just realistically how I do it. I don't sell prints, okay? I sell original pieces. I don't make a piece of art and then have someone print it out and then sell dollar copies of my art. I make original art pieces, and that's what I do. So, but that's going to be it for today. Extra thanks to Joel Gillett for super chatting tonight, my man. And I can't find my link for the patronizers. So, thanks to all the patronizers, the ones that I forget. Let's see. There's only like 10 of them, so it's probably pretty easy for me to remember most of them. Joel Gillett, KZ... Karen KZ Ellis is one of them. Jennifer J. Sartino, M. Den Hollander, Long Woo, Aquarium Co-op, Sashimi Whiskey, Scogland is one of them. I don't know. I think that's everybody, but especially big thanks, you guys, and I will holler at you guys tomorrow around 2 o'clock Pacific time. Have a great night. Prepare your ears for the later. All right. Later.